Welcome back to the JCPod, partner with Stay Down Sports. I'm your host, Jaden Chandler Parnell, and man, Sweet 16's back, baby. It's going to be very simple today. We're just going to talk some Sweet 16 action, some Sweet 16 bets, some Sweet 16 action, some Sweet 16 bets, and maybe NFL news at the end, depending how long we go. I would not be shocked if this is another 30-minute episode. It's going to be a lot of madness talk. Pretty much keep it simple. I'm going to give my bets for the Sweet 16 and my picks, and maybe even the Elite 8. We're going to create a bracket for the Sweet 16 like we talked about last week. Yeah, it's going to be pretty simple today. Just more hoops talk because, we got this week we'll set up the Final Four. We got the Sweet 16, like I said, today, tomorrow, Elite 8, Saturday, Sunday. And the next time you see me, we're talking about Final Four National Championship. NBA playoffs will be starting slowly after. I'll talk a little bit about the NBA playoffs, obviously, and then it's straight up summer, man. It's just baseball and then bullshit about football until it gets back on. So, I mean, it's wild, man. We're already at that time of season already. It's crazy to think about. It's already March. It's literally going to be April by the end of the week, I'm pretty sure. Easter's this weekend as well. Shout out to all those of you who are going to celebrate Easter this weekend. Man. Let's get right after it, man. Sorry, one of my boys just texted me. That was... Oh, okay. Yeah, what do we... Oh, I know what we're starting with. We start on the bracket, baby, and hey, I didn't pull up a women's bracket this time. Yeah, so without any further ado, we're going to do what we did last week. We're just going to go over bracket. We're going to go over brackets, and then I'll break down my bets. And then, yeah, that's pretty much just how we going to do. We're going to keep it pretty simple. I'm not going to lie. I think I'm going to pick Iowa State to move on. I've been contemplating this one a bit. I'm actually really excited for this game tonight. I think it's going to be an amazing game. Iowa State versus Illinois is going to be really, really awesome. It's kind of a clashing styles. Illinois, after last game now, ranks as the best offense in the... I don't know if it's like that's left in the bracket or overall. I mean, they passed UConn up, so I'm pretty sure it's overall because of that. So if that's the case, that means we're having the number one offense playing the number one defense there. That's going to be really, really awesome. I didn't even talk about the game before that. UConn, the defending national champs versus San Diego State, the national champ runner-up. So we got a national championship title game rematch. Fourth time it's ever happened in history of the bracket. It's going to be a fun one, man. San Diego State, 10.5-point favorites. I'm leaning San Diego State slightly, like on the spread. There's a slight chance I won't take them on the spread. They were 10.5 plus 100 yesterday. Oh, man, bro. They've been playing really good, but man, it's hard to bet against this UConn team, man. This UConn team's really fucking good, dude. It's going to be tough. I'm going to take UConn there, but I'm just basically deciding right now. It's like, do I like the points, or do I want to take UConn and take them just to cover, win by 10, or am I going to take San Diego State? I would also, obviously, by the way, I'm not going to be shocked if San Diego State wins. There's a realistic chance that they could, but with how dominant UConn's been, it's going to be a tough one, man. I just can't wait to watch that game. 7:39 tonight. Ooh, I can't wait, man. I'm going to be all over that game. North Carolina, Alabama. Give me them Bama boys. Just kidding. Give me North Carolina. Alabama. They let anybody score with them. I think the last team we watched them play, they dropped 96 on them. Charleston dropped 96. Alabama who did they play last week? Damn it, I can't think of who they played last week. They let Charleston. I think Charleston was the one team that actually dropped 100 on them, and then they let another team drop 96. I believe, of course, I can't find this team. There it is, Alabama. Grand Canyon. Okay, 61-72. That was a little bit more low scoring than I thought. But 109-96 was the first game, and then Grand Canyon was a little bit more low scoring. But that score is a bit deceiving because I definitely thought it was a slightly bit closer than it was. They ended up pulling away late. It's one of those weird things, basketball, where it's like a 2-3 point game, and then because of free throws or whatever the bullshit at the end of the game is, it ends up becoming an 11-point game. I thought the game was slightly closer than it was score-wise. So I'm going to take UNC here. I just think that Alabama's defense is going to be the downfall here. We saw it kill Kentucky. I mean, Kentucky let Oakland score about 300,000 points, and that's what got them. So that's what I think is predictive. That's what I predict. What will happen this game. Moving on, Arizona Clemson. I'm on Clemson. I think at the points. I'll explain that thought a little bit more here in a minute, but I'm just going to take them to move on. I would not be shocked. There's a chance I might end up 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2. I'm not going to lie. There's a chance. I think that Clemson, I'm not going to lie to you, I think Clemson has a realistic shot to move on. I might Just for the, you know what? We need to, I need to get a segment going. I need to, like, have a whole thing slide over and everything. Bring out the coin. Alright, we're going to keep it simple. Best 2 out of 3. First one's tails. I didn't even pick a side. I guess we'll go Arizona tails, Clemson head. So Arizona's up 1-0. That's embarrassing. 2-0. Alright. I want this. Wait. Actually. Yep, that's tails. Do we get the third? Heads. Alright. That's kind of awkward. Tails. Alright, perfect. Arizona, let's go. Arizona it is. We'll take Arizona and move on. I'm probably going to bet Clemson, so we'll talk about it in a minute. North Carolina, Arizona, I think North Carolina makes it regardless who makes it here. Yeah, I have them probably losing to UConn. I won't lie. The way this bracket fell, I know it's going to be tough for UConn. I still think UConn's going to make it back, man. San Diego State, I don't see how they're going to get enough stops over time. And Iowa State, I know they're a really, really great defense. I just don't see how they're going to get enough stops over time. It felt like no matter what UConn needs to do to, like, get their offense going, they just find ways to keep the offense going. If they need to get the defense, they need to get a few stops before they get the offense going, to get their few stops, and then the offense gets going. It's just, this team plays such good basketball. I just can't not pick them, honestly. Also, this isn't me being biased, but I do have a futures bet on them that I placed. I actually don't even remember what side I placed it on. I placed on one of the sides, UConn National Champs, plus 20. Is it 1,200 or 2,000? I think it's 12 to 1 odds, not 20 to 1. Let's find them, boys. Yes, so on one side I have them to win 20 to win 260, and then on another side I have Purdue like 20 to win 150, something like that. So Purdue and UConn are going to be the teams that I have my eyes on the biggest. As of right now, I can cash out this UConn ticket for $68, but nah. And the great words of Russell Wilson, let's ride. No, we riding that shit out to the end. I'm not a big cash out guy. I won't lie to you guys. Obviously there's situations where I will cash out, but it's just shout out my boy. One of my boys got burned this weekend by cashing out, so it just solidified it even more. I'm just not a big cash out guy. I just let it ride. My thinking is, you already placed the bet. Just let the bet go. There's no reason to cash out if you already placed. If you already placed, you felt good about it at one point, let it ride. Obviously, like I said, there's certain situations. Like, I won't lie. Houston Rockets to win the division, I think I bet $5 or $10 on that. At one point, I could have cashed out 50 or 60. I wish I cashed that one out because they ain't winning the division. But yeah, moving on. We're talking about college basketball. We aren't talking about my betting right now. We'll get to that in a minute. Houston, Duke. Give me Houston. I think Duke slightly might give them a scare after what I saw against JMU, but I just can't trust them. Dookie State boys. NC State Marquette. This is the game I'm going to be most excited about. Obviously behind my boys, but because I already have a fun little same game parlay I built for this game that I might share at the end. It's just a few player points and everything. I love a lot of the players on Marquette. I've loved them all season, and then NC State's been my love since the ACC tournament. So this is a battle of two children. I'm gonna pick my. I don't care who wins this game personally. If it's between me and you, I don't care who wins this game. Honestly, I'm gonna be on Marquette though. Something I'm gonna look to do again. Tyler Kolek like 10 points, maybe 12. If they can give me a 12 option. Kolek 10 points, 8 assists. Marquette to win. Throw that in a nice little 3-legger. Did it last weekend. It's a little bit nice. We're gonna try to go back to the well with that. Purdue Gonzaga. Another bet I'm going to go back to the well with. Zach Edey, 20 points, 10 rebounds, Purdue to win, minus 103. Give me Purdue to win in this game. I think it's going to be a really, really good matchup. Gonzaga looks a lot better than they have. Last time these two teams played, Gonzaga has definitely improved since then. They rank, I think if you did, as of today, if you ranked like what they did up the last like few weeks of the season, Gonzaga's like the 5th ranked team in the nation. So, I mean, they've been playing pretty well. If you watch them against McNeese, they just blew McNeese out the gym. I don't know. Who did they play after? Kansas. Oh, my God. They blew Kansas out the gym. So, yeah, I'm just looking forward to this. It's going to be really, really exciting. Should be a fun day. All right, sorry. I was helping my boy out real quick. Moving on, though, like I said, this is going to be a really, really good matchup. This is the game, I'll admit, I have absolutely no clue on. Tennessee... I'm gonna. Do I read out? My boy Rowan got some expert analysis from the radio the other day. This is an expert, by the way, on the radio talking about this game. It says, watch and bet this game live. If Creighton is on, they might win this thing. If not, Tennessee might be the play. So watch this live. If Creighton looks like they're on, one bet Creighton. If not, Tennessee is the play. Expert analysis. No, honestly, all joking aside, as stupid as that is, that's probably what I'm going to honestly do. I'll probably lean Creighton, because of the plus money team. And how fun would it be for the Big East to get 3 out of 4 teams in the Elite Eight, with potentially a chance to get 3 out of 4 to the Final Four. I'm going to lean Creighton here just slightly because I don't know though, man. That's the thing. This is probably going to be a coin flip game for me for sure. Because, yeah, I truly cannot decide between these two. Yeah, so like I said, this might become down to a coin flip game. Because I truly don't. It's time. Tails is Tennessee, heads is Creighton. I'm not even kidding. I don't know where the hell that just bounced. That's going to be interesting to find out. No joke. That probably just took the weirdest bounce I've ever seen. I just lost that quarter, so. The coin. That's why we got 2, man. I won't lie, though. I just lost the UConn one, so it's kind of concerning. I found the UConn one. And it was tails. Alright, I'm done acting like a jackass. So apparently that was tails. We'll go tails for the first one. Heads. Tails heads. Oh, that wasn't even a flip. Oop. Off the chest. Tails. That's Tennessee again. Heads again. Ooh. Down to the... Ooh. According to the coin, is tails. Not gonna lie to you. Might disrespect the coin potentially. Because if you think about it, there was a drop, so I don't have a way to like ball don't lie it either. So we're gonna move on for Tennessee for now. But I'm not gonna lie to you, I might end up betting Creighton. Creighton might end up being bet for me just simply for the fact that Creighton might just be bet for me for the fact that I just think they're just plus money. I don't know if I fully trust Tennessee. I know Tennessee is for sure not going to damn cover. I know that, but that's betting. We'll get to that in a minute. Purdue, the fanboy in me has to take Purdue. Houston, Marquette. I don't know. This is tough. You know what? We'll do it. We'll have Marquette moving on. Purdue, UConn. I'll have UConn winning it all to keep it in line with my bracket that I picked. But I'm not going to lie. If I get a UConn-Purdue championship game, your boy's going to be happy. For those of you who don't know, last year, by the way, this is the bracket, so this is what we're looking at for Sweet 16. I'm going to talk about bets. I'm going to go to the betting side here in a minute. I have a thought I've been thinking about that I want to ask. Is it? I don't know. I don't know the right way to word this. Can I really trust Purdue? I'm not going to lie. I'm a bit nervous. Gonzaga's going to be a tough game. I mean, they just need to get to the Final Four. Haven't been in the Final Four since I think like 89 or 91, some shit like that, before my lifetime. I've never seen Purdue in the Final Four. So this is a situation where the fanboy in me might be taking over slightly, yes, but I truly think there's a chance they could do it. I mean, they have the guard play. Zach Edey's been dominant. They dominated the first 2 games, so we'll just have to see, man. But yeah, I'm potentially really excited. If you followed along with the series last year, I didn't do it necessarily like this, and I guess it's not a series, it's just a show. I'm a dumbass. If you followed my pod show, whatever, last year, we had UConn to win it all, baby. That was really, really nice. Had UConn to win it all. Had a decent betting March Madness. I don't think I talked about it as deeply as I did on the show this year, which I'm glad I did it more this year, but really, really good March Madness last year. Ended up having UConn to win, like I said, knock on wood. But the nice part about the women's, I had LSU women's and Iowa's women's to win it all last year. They met up in the championship game, so it's like, man, let's go, man. Cleaned up both national championship games last year, so that's what I'm hoping for this year. Is maybe if we flip it around, now on the men's side, I get both teams that are in, and if that happens, all of a sudden it's like, okay. Yeah, it's going to be a tough road for Purdue, though. Like that, I mean, UConn still even has a tough road, so we'll have to see, though. I'm very excited. Like I said, though, I think the games with the most intrigue to me are Marquette and NC State. I think Marquette might end up blowing them out, though. That's the only thing that scares me. Is there's a small bit inside of me that I think Marquette just ends up running away with it early. Creighton, Tennessee, I genuinely have no clue what's going to happen in that game. Purdue, Gonzaga is going to be interesting just for the fact can. I'm curious to see how the rematch will go. Clemson, Arizona. I'm curious to see if Arizona can not defend home court, but you're the favorite. Can you handle it? Can you win? That's what I'm curious to see. Didn't have no clue. Iowa State, Illinois going to be a fun game because it's a 1-point spread game, so obviously the books are not too sure they think's going to win that one. But yeah, I think it's going to do it for the bracket portion of this. We'll probably just bounce back to the... Yeah, we'll just bounce back to this. Now it's time for bets. Going through FanDuel. By the way, sorry if there's like little pauses here and there in between me loading up stuff. I figured it might be a little bit better just to leave it more natural and just have, like, obviously I'm going to cut out some portions if I take longer doing stuff, but there's like a 5-second gap. I might just leave it because it might be a little bit more smoother just to see that, to know that, like, hey, I'm not just picking random stuff. I'm processing a little bit and then giving it out. But we'll see. I'm not trying to make this thing too long. Like I said, so far I got Iowa State -1.5, Clemson +7.5. I'm just interested if Clemson can keep this close, man. I truly don't know. This is gonna be one of the situations. My boy Rowan called it perfectly, where I bet against you twice, you win both of them, and now I bet with you, and you're gonna lose. That's just my sinking feeling that I have that makes me really, really nervous about this Clemson team. Is I haven't trust. You've heard me say I don't trust Clemson. I don't trust Clemson. I don't trust Clemson. I don't trust Clemson. And now I'm trusting Clemson, man. Man, I just don't trust Arizona. The battle of who do I not trust? Pretty much between those two. By the way, San Diego State now +11.5, -120. If that gets to 12, I'd probably take it. I think I'm going to hold off at 10 and 11 and I might just end up watching this game. I just can't decide with the spread, man, because I think UConn's going to win. I just don't know if are they really going to roll San Diego State? I mean, San Diego State has a decent defense. And they played really good against Yale, which I understand is Yale, but they played really good against Yale, so it just makes me wonder. I'm not fully sure, but yeah, Clemson +7.5. If you like any 3-pointers, me personally, I'm taking Ian, is it Shiflin or Shefflin? Whichever one it is, I'm taking our boy Ian. He has a chance to hit. I'm also taking Chase Hunter over 2. That's Chase. Ian's my safe one. Chase Hunter's my get a little dirty with it one. I mean, Ian. The best way to put it with Ian is he's hit it most games. I think it's. I won't lie to you. I lied straight up there. It's not like he hasn't hit it most games. He's making the attempt to hit it most games, is what I meant to say. Like, there's a lot of games where he puts up at least 1 or 2 shots from 3. For last few games, 1 for 2, 1 for 3, 0 for 1, 1 for 2, 1 for 1, 0 for 1, 1 for 2, 0 for 1, 3 for 4. So seeing stuff like that, like, obviously there's a chance he does miss it. It's gambling. Obviously there's a chance he's going to miss it. But seeing those numbers, like, all right, I at least like the chance for him to get the shot up and potentially make it. So that's why I'm thinking there I'm going to take him. But like I said, I'd be careful with the player props, obviously, because at the end of the day, they're college kids. So if you're going to, I don't want, with all the stuff that's going on in the news too, I'd be careful with that. No, but honestly, I am on Clemson, +7.5 there. San Diego State, Connecticut. I won't lie to you. I'm not going to give out any of the 3-point players I've taken because I took some guys in a parlay, so they're going to be a little bit lower odds. But if you want somebody, Jaden Ledee. I know he is plus money to hit 1. He went 2 for 2 last game after going 1 for 1 the game before. He has an 0 for 1 in there, a 1 for 1, a 1 for 1. So it's one of the situations where he'll take maybe 1 to 2 a game. I don't know if he'll have the chance to against UConn, but he'll at least attempt 1 or 2. And basically with him, it's a coin flip. If he shoots, you're hoping that he at least gets his 1 or 2 threes off, which he probably will. You get a little coin flip. If he makes it, you get money. If he doesn't, you're boned. Kind of happened with me last night, for example. I used the boost, took Aaron Gordon to shoot a 3. I think he ended up he made 1, but I think he only ended up shooting like 1 or 2. So it's one of the situations where it's like, let's go. We got that coin flip right. And that's pretty much what some of these 3-pointers are, especially with the guys who only, like, when they have 1+. Because yeah, Aaron Gordon 1 for 3. So yeah, I got a little bit lucky there. He actually shot more than 1. But like for most part for the books, if they give you out a guy to shoot 1+3, he's literally shooting like 1 or 2 a game. So that's the definition of as coin flip as you can get. Like I said though, if it comes to spread, if I have to take a spread, I think I'm going to take the 11.5 at this point in San Diego State. I'm not going to bet it personally right now, but oh man, it's tough, dude. 11 is just a lot of points, but at the same time, UConn's been a rolling team, so it's like, man, do I really trust San Diego State? It's one of those situations too where it's like it's a little bit of a hedge because like I said, I have UConn to win it all. So if I slightly hedge it and take San Diego State +11 and UConn ends up losing, I at least get some of that money back. So that might be something that makes me do it. But other than that, I potentially might like lay off. Alabama +4.5 over UNC. If I'm going to take anything, I'm taking UNC -4.5. I believe this was 3.5 last night, so I'm going to stay off and wait to see maybe if I can get a 3.5 pack. It looks like there's a lot of juice on the 4.5, so it looks like it potentially might go back to 3.5. If it doesn't, might take it there. It's just, that's a weird number, man. I don't like the 4.5s, 3.5s in basketball. Do not like it at all. So this is going to be a game where I like UNC to win. I'm going to wait, probably live bet UNC to win it. Yeah, I'll probably just wait to live bet UNC. Maybe get them at like minus 130, minus 120 on the money line or something like that if I can't get anything. Illinois, Iowa State, or I talked about it, Iowa State minus 1.5. Back to UNC at Alabama real quick. If you want 3-pointers, I don't got anybody for you. I forgot the person I took is a heavy juice favorite in a parlay, so I don't got anything there. Last game of the night, Illinois, Iowa State, and then we'll talk about tomorrow's games. Give me Iowa State minus 1.5. I'm going to ride the defense here over the offense. Just simply for the fact that Illinois, I like what they've done offensively the last few games, though. Their offense has looked really good. Like, there's nothing I can take away from their offense. It's looked amazing. They've got everything clicking on all cylinders. I'm just going to ride the defense here in this game. I know it's kind of weird because I'm not doing it with the San Diego State game, but I think UConn, I don't know if UConn, is UConn defense better than San Diego State's? I don't have the stats to tell me that exactly, so I'm not going to answer that question, but yeah, like I said, Illinois plus 1.5, plus 100, minus 1.5, 120 for Iowa State. I think I just like Iowa State, what they've done as a whole. I don't trust Illinois either. I hate to say it. I know they won the Big Ten tournament, but there's games I've seen of Illinois this season where they just do not have anything clicking right. Obviously, they haven't been that way in a while, so I don't think it's going to happen tonight, but I've seen their bad games where it's like, man, I just don't know. There's just a weird feeling. I just have a weird feeling about this game with Illinois. I took Terrence Shannon to score for 20 points. I'd be lying to you if I wasn't nervous about it. I just have a feeling there's a chance that Illinois gets kind of locked up this game by Iowa State. At the same time, side of the coin, too, there's a chance Illinois just absolutely dog walks them and blows them out. This is a game where it's minus 1.5 for a reason. I think it's a coin flip, truly. I truly think it can go either way. I'm just going to side myself with the Iowa State boys. And, yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I think I'm just going to ride with Iowa State. Really don't got anything else to play in this game. 3-pointer-wise, I'm taking Coleman. I don't recommend taking this fully, but if you want to, ride it with me. Coleman Hawkins, 2 plus 3 is minus 114. He did it for me last game, so, hey, let's ride. Shout out Russell Wilson. Then we're going to go to Friday. Marquette, NC State. Give me Marquette with the points, give me NC State with the points. Like I said, though, I think there's a small chance to get blown out. So as of right now, I haven't bet the points yet. I probably will at some point. I'm very nervous of a blowout here. I don't know why, but it just feels like they might get blown out by Marquette. I really hope I'm wrong about that and it becomes a good game, but I just have a gut inkling feeling about it. Moving on, Purdue, Gonzaga. Purdue's now 5.5-point favorites. I think this opened up at 3.5. Like I said, I'm going to lay a shit ton of money on that ED 2010, and Purdue to win. I'm going to lay a shit ton of money on that, but I don't recommend, obviously, parlaying. So I would say if I'm going to take anything, I might take Purdue spread. Gonzaga's been good, though, lately, so maybe you can lie back at Purdue a better number. I'm going to find a way to get not 5.5, though. I think, obviously, there's a chance Purdue's covered. They covered the last 2 games, but their competition's slightly better than Utah State and Grambling now. So you can obviously tell by the spread it's not 11.5, it's not 27.5, it's 5.5. So I just, yeah. I'm just going to keep saying the same thing over again if I keep talking about this game. So I'm just going to take Purdue for the fan in me. Would not be shocked if Gonzaga wins, though. So this is just me being partially biased, but at the same time, I'm ready to see Zach Edey dominate, man. I think he's going to be able to get his own into this game, and if the guards can play like they did last game, we got it. Player threes. I do got something for you in this game. Mason Gillis plus 106 going back to the well, baby. I bet this. I am now 10 for 11 betting Mason Gillis 2 plus 3s. I'm lying. That's egregious. I'm probably like 7 and 8. Or sorry, 7 and 1. I guess I'm 7 of 8 is the best way to put it. I've hit this 7 of 8 times since I bet on it recently. Plus 106, give it to me. Fletcher Lawyer, I'm going to look at. Braden Smith, I'm going to look at. And we're going to take long looks, and we'll think about it just because last game they both went 1 for 2. Mason Gillis, as of late, has been coming off the bench, and he seems to be only in to either pass it to Edey at the top of the key or the wings or shoot the 3. Besides playing defense, I mean, offensively, I think he's literally out there to either pass it to Edey or maybe get a backdoor layup. He has 3 options on offense. Backdoor layup, do 500 reps of these before he gives it to Zach Edey, or he shoots a 3. So if he's not going to be doing this, I know I'm not kidding. He does it all the time. Just if he's not going to be doing that, and if he's not going to be doing backdoor, I'm going to be looking for him to shoot the 3. So give me Mason Gillis, man, plus money. I also think he's a senior. I don't think he's coming back regardless. So I'm going to enjoy this Purdue team while I can, because I hate to say watch this Purdue team grow up, but a lot of these, like Mason Gillis, Ethan Morton, Zach Edey, a lot of these guys I grew up with in college at the same time, because I'm damn near their age, slightly a little bit older. So yeah, we're going to ride the boys, man. Let's ride. Duke, Houston. I'm going to probably take Houston minus 4.5 here. Not going to be surprised if it ends up being a close game. I just like Houston to handle Duke. I'm just not taking. Them Dookie stains, boy. We've talked about it. I can't trust them Dookie stains. There's no real expert analysis I have for this. I just truly don't. I don't trust Duke, so I'm going to be taking Houston here. And not going to be shocked if Duke wins, obviously, because at this point they made it to the Sweet 16, so obviously they proved they can do it. But I was going to wait for the good old Duke collapse they usually have. And I won't lie, if they beat Houston this game, then I'll start showing them a little bit more respect. But this is the game where they got to earn it this game. They beat Houston, and all of a sudden for me it's like, all right, you guys are legitimate now. Now I know you aren't just the fluky stains, but right now they're the Dookie fluky stains. So we're just going to stay away, take Houston minus 4.5. Shout out my boy Rowan, though. That Dookie stain jokes might become a staple of the show now. Last game, Creighton, Tennessee. Creighton plus 2.5, and give it to me. By the way, 3-pointers, I got none for that game. I'm not going to give out any of the... I lied, sorry. Duke, Houston, sorry. I'll get back to the one game. Tyrese Proctor minus 180 is probably a guy I'm going to end up throwing in something. So Jamal Shed, potentially even 2. Might not be bad. It sucks that LJ Cryer's now at a 3+3s. He was 2+3s last week, and that was amazing. And then he shot like 500 of them, and they boosted it. So it's boosted up to 3 now. It's like, damn it. But yeah, Creighton, Tennessee last game. Give me Creighton on the money line. I picked Tennessee in the bracket because of the coin, so I'm not going to disrespect the coin too much. But I just can't. I personally don't trust Tennessee. I'm glad that the coin trusts Tennessee, because I for sure as hell don't. Yeah, this is another one of those games where I'm just going to say the same thing over and over and over. I have no 3-pointers again, by the way, because the odds are weird for this game. But moving forward, yeah, I just personally, for me, I just don't trust this Tennessee team. They could end up, Dalton Knecht could drop 40 and they could beat Creighton by 20, and I wouldn't be shocked. Dalton Knecht could go 4 for 5 from 3. Tennessee could lose by 3. I wouldn't be shocked. You can go 1 for 8. They could win. You can go 1 for 8. They could lose. I mean, there's so many possibilities that could happen in this game. Wouldn't be shocked by any of them. Tennessee is the weirdest team, one of the weirdest teams left. I've not been able to figure them out this season at all. One week I think they're going to cover. They don't cover. Next week they blow out a team they shouldn't. I just truly cannot figure out this team. So I'm just going to end up saying, by staying away, I'm going to take Creighton. And I'm not going to be, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. It's just going to be one of those things. One of those situations where if I bet against Tennessee, I'll be like, all right, you bet against Tennessee. You should have, what are you doing? But then if Creighton wins, I'll be like, hey. But yeah, it's one of those situations where it's like, if I lose this bet, I'm not going to be shocked. But I don't think I should, but I'm not going to be shocked. One of those situations. Sweet 16 specials. They have the highest score for each region. I just want to see Midwest. I just want to see Edie's minus 105. I knew it. Real quick, though. National Championship odd. UConn versus the field. UConn's plus 220. The field is minus 330. The conferences, Big East plus 145. Big 12, 410. Big 10, 470. 700 for the ACC. 850 Pac-12. 850 SEC. WCC 2800. Mountain West 7500, if you're curious about that. And then when you actually go to the teams, lowest odds, NC State at 110 to 1. Highest are UConn 2 to 1. Plus 220 for UConn, 550 Houston, 550 Purdue, 850 Arizona, 11 to 1 Tennessee, 13 to 1 UNC, 16 to 1 Marquette, 20 to 1 for Iowa State, 23 to 1 for Duke, 23 to 1 to Creighton, and I had to scroll. 27 and 1 for Gonzaga, 32 and 1 for Illinois, 36 and 1 for Alabama, 75 and 1 for San Diego State, and 85 to 1 for Clemson. And we talked about how NC State is 11 to 1. So that's what you're looking at national championship odds wise. Like I said, I got Purdue plus 750, UConn plus 1200. So the fact that I got UConn, obviously I got the UConn and Purdue tickets forever ago, but I am very, very happy with how they've gone so far this season. I mean, I think I took that UConn one in like December. And all of a sudden, it's March. I have a chance where I'm 3-4 games away from staring down some green, baby. You love to see it. I'm going to add one more thing to this real quick. By the way, place is January 17th. That's when I placed this last UConn bet. This is, so, hey, let's go, man. Yeah, we end it real quick, though. Like I said, we're going to talk, we don't need to talk to win the regions. Do I even want to talk about the regions? UConn's favorite to win their region. Obviously, Arizona, plus 110 for theirs. Houston, plus 100 for theirs. Marquette, plus 200 might not be bad. Purdue, plus 120 for theirs. That might be tempting. Like, I'd recommend looking at the regions like for UConn. Like UConn minus 11.5. Maybe they'd be more worth to take a minus 220 to win the region. Might be better to bet them that single thing over the two. I don't know. There's a situation where usually if you can bet them 2 games, you might get better odds or better value than betting the one thing. But betting the one thing in this situation might be the case. Yeah, I mean, the 2024 Final Four of the Summit Seeds. I won't lie. 12-1 for all the seeds to add up to 4. That'd be pretty cool. Not gonna lie. We're gonna sprinkle that real quick, actually. So pretty much it's all number 1 seeds to move on. I'm gonna put 10 on that, and I'm gonna put 10 on 5. So pretty much I think all 1 seeds and a 2 seed to reach the Final Four. Or it's gonna be all 1 seeds and a 2 seeds. That's pretty much what I'm doing these 2 bets for. You can bet the number 1 and number 1 seeds to make the Final Four. That's another thing. SEC to the NCAA tournament winner, worst seed to make the Final Four, all that stuff. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it with the 2 I gave out. I really do like the 4 and 5. I think it's one of those years where it's, I don't want to say it's chalk, but it's been pretty chalky so far. The biggest thing is if 2 1 seeds fall, that blows us up pretty much. So we got to hope that 3 of the 4 1 seeds at least make it to the Final Four, which realistically they probably should if you see the routes. I mean, UConn and Purdue are the 2 worries, but UConn's looking really, really good, and Purdue's just Purdue. So Purdue's probably the real worry out of all of it. Maybe Houston. I'm not 100% sure, but regardless, like what I just gave out there. Really do like that. If you want to talk women's games, I'm not gonna lie to you. I really can't talk women's games too much. I've been following it a little bit. South Carolina's gonna be amazing, probably. I just don't see who's gonna beat South Carolina. I'm not gonna lie. They're just. I can't even speak English. I was gonna say mowing over, rolling. I was gonna say mix of mulling over. I about said that because I was gonna say they're mowing over, rolling over the competition. I couldn't even speak. I couldn't even put the words how dominant this team's been. Also, if you look at the NIT, it's Utah. They're in the Final Four of the NIT. Seton Hall versus Georgia. It's going to be on next Tuesday. And then you got Indiana State versus Utah. Those look to be 2 fun games. But yeah, that might do it for today. I think I pretty much broke down a lot of madness. A lot of madness talk. I might just save NFL news for next week. Because I don't think there's anything really, really too big that's like... Yeah, as of right now, looking, there's nothing that's been like, that's like so... By the way, a sex offender who hacked Jags Jumbotron gets 220 years in prison. Like that. I won't lie. That's probably the wildest news I saw so far. When I was reading through, Steelers signed Cordell Patterson, a bunch of smaller stuff like that. So yeah, we'll talk NFL news. We'll talk NFL news. There's like maybe 6-7 things that popped off. Nothing too major. So we'll talk that shit Tuesday. Tomorrow, appearing on Count the By Hook with Redbeard if you want to join me. Been fun, man. We're gonna be talking. First half of the Sweet 16 games will be over. We'll be able to talk about that and actually talk about some Elite 8 matchups we're going to see. I'm excited, man. So, yeah, again, though, to run through the bets real quick to end the show. Clemson plus 7.5. I got nothing in UConn. I'm probably going to take San Diego State plus 11.5. I don't know for sure. I'm taking UNC spread. I'm going to take Iowa State minus 1.5. Going tomorrow, I'm going to take the 3-legger I talked about with Zach Edey. Zach Edey, 20. 20 points, 10 rebounds, Purdue to win. That's like minus 103. I'm going to use the boost on it probably. Again, and then another one I'm going to take Tyler Kolek, 10 points, 8 assists, Marquette to win. That's another one I'm going to take tomorrow. And along with that, what are the other 2 games? Sorry, it reset my thing. So we got those 2 games tomorrow, and then we also got Houston, give me Houston spread, and I'm on Creighton plus the 2.5 or the money line if you want to take it. But yeah, that's gonna do it for today. Another short one. I don't really, not too much to talk about, man. I'm excited to get to the action. Personally, between you and me, there's not much more to talk about. I'm just ready to watch basketball games. Yeah, man, just super juiced. Thank you all for watching. Thank you for all the support. Much appreciated, man. It's been a really, really fun season. It's gonna be a really fun off season, man. I got a lot of fun and good stuff planned for the off season, especially once the madness is all that over and we just pretty much got football, and then we do got NBA and baseball, but not the most exciting as March Madness in NFL. Let's be real. No, but in all seriousness, I do got some fun stuff planned for the summer I'm gonna be doing. Really, really excited to break all that out and start doing some of that stuff. But yeah, man, before we get there, we got madness, baby. Thank y'all for watching. Thank you for all the support. Hope everyone enjoys their Easter weekend. Hope everyone enjoys the Sweet 16 and Elite 8 games. And man, when I see you next time on this feed, we're talking Final Four National Championship. Will Purdue be there? Will UConn be there? If you're a follower of the show, you really hope they're there because we have some futures on them. So let's get it, baby. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for the support. I will see everybody maybe Friday if you want to check out the Redbeard stuff. I'll leave... sorry, it's Captain by a Hook. I was going to say leave his link, but I might do that too. You know, I'll leave his link potentially down in there if you want to join Friday. Captain by a Hook. That's the name of his YouTube channel. See everybody either there on Friday, or I will see everybody back in this feed on Tuesday to talk some Final Four National Championship.